I basically forgot to switch on the actual mic. So basically, as I was trying to say before I just realized I was mute, was the story that was told by the people of old. This is how it went. Basically, the players have landed in Gelmoraine, which is a country a little bit further away than where they started in Casimir. Sorry, them talking to my ears. Basically, off to Gelmoraine. They've come to the capital in this one. They went to go pick up an advisor from here, which was going back to Casimir to go join a noble family who is running a new shipping industry. And basically, the niece is actually starting to do the state take over the business. So they've come down to Niswan for a very well-educated advisor. So this is the story of them coming in. They've joined. There's a festival going on, the Festival of Colours, which is Niswan's actual native holiday. And what they've done is they've participated in it, and they've had a couple of events. And they did quite well in the event, so the Takia called them up because he'd like to meet them. And also there's a little bit of there's an incident that's happened that, due to the fact that the outsiders will have a better way of trying to find out what's going on, because they think somebody in the guard is on the take, and where they're trying to find the extra information out, the actual search is going nowhere. So that's where the players come in. So we kind of got cut off with the trying to find out what was going on. So I'll try and pick it up from there, and I'll remind the players of what happened, and then you guys can follow in. Okay. Right. All right. So I just got to do this. So we unmute the desktop. Hopefully, audio and camera match. Hopefully, I haven't listened to the stream yet. Right, so basically I was just telling the players of more or less where we are. And for those who are here, well, actually just to explain it, to include Vicky as well. Basically what's happened is the players, you guys have just arrived in this one. You were commissioned by the Duchess from Casimir to come pick up the hold on, guys. Yes, username. Basically, I had no idea what happened there. I thought I'd actually unmuted it. But back to the story. Right, so guys, yeah, so what was that, Damien?
It was the financier, wasn't it?
Yes, that's correct. You're going to go to the go escort the advisor from this one back to Casimir, because the Duchess I always struggle with this name. Telenogus, T-E-L-E-G, Telegonus. That one. There we go, Telegonus, that's the one. I always struggle with the name. So Telegonus, her niece has actually started up a new business. She's asked you guys to come and actually pick up the advisor from here, and hopefully bring her back all in a safe, all in one piece. You guys have arrived there. There was a festival happening, the Festival of Colours. The actual name of the festival is called the Festival. Where did it go? Yolrati. Okay, it's the Festival of Colours. It's a traditional Vudrani festival. Happens once a year at this time. I will get the map out, the calendar out, and go through that with you guys at some point. So you guys did well in your respective events. Ballsy, who is Aaron, which I'll go through the introductions in a minute. He did an archery competition and actually won. Clinton, who's playing Renanan, who did a quick stealth course and actually did quite well. Again, put a bit of humour on for the people by whack bonking one of the guards. And then Damien, who was playing Rental / Squirnlapper, which is a interesting combination, took on a sword fighting competition and actually won. Now, they were invited up to the Taka palace, which is number 1, and basically they didn't see the Taka himself, but you guys did see Lord Rahim Pandisa. He's actually one of the advisors to the king, and he's invited you guys up to have a meeting with him. He did a little bit of praise about the competition, and also rumours about how well you protected the ship on the way here as well, because the sailors did have a bit of stories to tell of what had happened on the way here. Now, he has actually started telling you what happened. So just to fill Vicky in as well. So basically, 2 weeks ago, the favoured cousin of Taka Carswin. Now, Taka Carswin is the actual baronet lord of the entire area. Okay, so his favourite cousin disappeared suddenly. They'd hunted high and low and they couldn't find him. So they pulled in some divination magic and found his corpse bearing a cult's sacrificial markings. Okay, the cult is the cult worships the god, the deity Dalavei, spelt Dhallavei. So basically what they do is the cult of Dalavei, just to show that somebody's corrupt, once they've murdered them, if they want to, well, first of all, if they want the body found, you will find the body. But when they do that, they pour acid down the actual victim's mouth and throat, and that gets all eaten out. So that's their basic signature move. Now, the Taka was not impressed with this at all. So what does he go and do? He literally bans the entire cult. So basically, with the help of divination magic, his corpse was found bearing the cult's ritual sacrificial markings. Incensed at the attack on his family, Carswin called on the Muraram, his legion of advisors and administrators, and demand that they outlaw the cult and prohibited the worship of Dalavei. The advisors warned him that the killing itself was a calculated measure to observe the attacker's response, and that such a drastic reaction might be unwise. Now, the attacker didn't care. He would not relent on the decision, however, and carried on with the banning of the worship of Dalavei. That very night, he received a death threat from the forbidden cult. Now, worried for their leader's safety, the attacker's advisors employed every means they could muster to find and destroy the cult of the Ebon Destroyers. Lord Rahim Pandisa, one of the most loyal and influential members of the Muraram, recognizes how insidious this cult can be, and seeks independent aids to assist in his search. Now, as he explains to you, he thinks that the guards themselves could possibly have been, he's not saying it definitely is, but either one of them actually support the cult or has been paid off by the cult or is actually part of the cult, seems to be stopping any information being found. So no matter how hard he actually pushes to find out that information, it seems like every avenue he goes down, it's a dead end. And he's hoping that with you guys being outsiders, with the stories he's heard from what people have told him about how you guys have been in the competitions, might be a way of actually tracking them down, as he said. You guys are a godsend from the god Aurori, whom they worship. For the fact that you're here at this time is possibly he is God with divine intervention. He knew what was going on. Thank you. He knew what was going on and got you guys there on time. So basically, that's what he's portraying to you folks, and he so far had said he would happily pay you guys 7,500 gold pieces if you would take this on for him.
Is that each?
No.
You can see who plays the road.
Almost caught me off guard. It's like, no. What are you smoking? Whatever it is, share some.
Well, I'm drinking. I'm not
Well, share some of that shit. No, 7,500 together as a group.
Wait a minute, I've got to add that up now. Or divide it, should I say?
The Bumper 7, or was it the Bumper 8? With 2 pets
5
in
of
the
us.
Oh, it's got 2 pets.
That's not enough. 10,000. I agree.
Total 10,000. Yes, I'll pay you a total of 10,000.
2,000 each, that way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Why did that seem
As
too
long
easy?
as he's playing with gold and not silver.
There should be no negotiating.
Really low. Okay.
We're really twisting his arm on that one somehow.
20,000.
20,000.
No, 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 no. Platinum pieces.
Okay. I'm unable to hear anyone other than yourself. Right. So try that now. Guys, if you can speak.
Did you have us muted, Scotty?
No, it just seems that the audio was rather quiet.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is that better, guys? Spike. Username.
Will.
Oh, is that Will? Right. Hopefully that's better for you guys. Right. So this is what's been offered. He's happy to pay you guys 2,000 each, a total of 10,000 gold.
So 10,000 each? Oh, yes.
No.
What about Scoundrel? What about? Because what about Scoundrel? But he's not here.
Well, that is including him.
The cat, nefarious.
That is including him. Because there's the 3 of you here, and this other person who seems to not be here at the moment. Your partner in crime, this square napper.
This is
The
dad.
cat sees twitch every time that name is mentioned.
Cool. All right, so he says
Should I point out, is Kiko with us or not?
yes.
She finally turned up after sleeping on the boat for like 3 days.
I need a
Kiko
monkey to
doesn't get
sleep. What more do you want?
Well, it's more of a hangover.
Also, I'm half cat, so come on,
Still
like,
low.
cats generally sleep a lot anyway.
Part of the bottom half. Top half of the bottom half.
Apparently still
Split
low.
down the middle.
Oh,
Okay.
I figured out what was going to go on. Next time somebody rang me on Skype, I would have gone deaf.
So Vicky, if your character's half cat, does that mean if I drop you from a height, you only land on one leg?
No, 2.
Is that better, Spike?
It's like front and opposite back.
Wait, what?
Well, it's balanced.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that one. All right, so he says basically there are a couple of people I can point you in the direction of. and then they will be able to assist you with the discovery or finding out if there's any sort of clues that you could follow a bit better. Give me a sec. Because I can hear everything perfectly. Speakers, let me do that. Right, I've got everything on maximum.
Boom.
Firepower.
Maximum power.
I'll put that to
Pull my finger.
250. Oh, please don't. Please don't. Listen, I'll get Spike to come visit you and gas you out again.
No.
Would that then come under dangerous weapon? Like noxious gases?
Yes.
Yeah.
Poison
Listen,
gas.
what Spike was throwing around on Friday was definitely chemical warfare. Jesus Christ. Masks did fuck all to help. Fuck all.
It didn't help that you two near the end was joining in.
No, listen.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a stomach bug. Holy crap. Pun intended. All right, anyway, before we get sidetracked again. So he does say he has a couple of people to actually for you to go speak to. Now, he says you have Prince Canva. He's a student of history. You can go speak to Lord Maharindra, who's a rumour monger. There is Pravezak, who's our spiritual advisor. And you can always speak to the Virasani Authority on politics. He's happily, he's quite happy to give you guys like a letter to say that you guys can act on his behalf. Thank you, letter of introduction. He's happy to give you one of those, and he happily writes everything down for you guys or whomever you guys would like to go speak to. So it's the letter of introduction, and actually the list of whom you need to speak to. Writes it all down for you. So what do you guys want to do?
I asked for more money.
You can ask. What's your... Go on. Don't. If you want more money, you have to sweet talk it out of me.
Well, I nearly
Bitch. You ain't gonna get shit for free from me.
I walk up to assist my tongue-tied companion. What my friend here is trying to communicate is that there are certain out-of-pocket expenses that we need to include as part of this venture. Would you be willing to cover those?
What, on top of the money that I'm paying you?
It's more like if we damage anything.
Well,
So you're looking for public liability?
Yeah.
The rat's busy inspecting the chandelier from the roof.
Or something goes missing. I'm not looking at the rat as I say that.
You're like purposefully looking in the opposite direction.
Oh, yeah.
But why
Looking
would
at you
things go
instead.
missing?
Look at you like that.
Sorry.
Why would things go missing?
I don't know.
Suddenly a tinkling from the
just go missing.
chandelier. Roll the one on the sleight of hand, trying to steal the crystals.
Do you want to come down
You got
voluntarily and
You've got
leave?
spider webs up here.
Do you want to come down voluntarily and leave those crystals where they are? Or do you want my guards to shoot you?
I was just checking out the spider webs. I'll climb back down.
I didn't know you wanted to be a common maid.
He would make a good maid.
Apparently
I
so.
was looking for interesting
And
spiders.
just to confirm, Squib, are you currently in human form or rat form?
Squib's
I
in
was thinking
gnome
square
form.
rat form.
I think squib was the wrong word you were looking for there.
Yeah, yeah.
You're thinking of Renanan. So far, Renanan
Sorry,
is...
Squib, sorry. Okay.
Actually, that's a good question, Renanan.
So,
Rat.
yeah,
It's only where I can
I'm
climb.
concerned.
So you're currently in rat form.
Uh-huh. Well, ratish. Yeah, I don't exactly
Okay.
look like a full-on rat. It's just like ratish features.
Okay. You get some funny looks.
Don't worry, he's my pet. I'll start stroking him.
That's a pet.
Fur.
You're taking the fucking piss.
No. Definitely my pet.
Right, so besides all of the
20 for a bluff.
20 for a bluff. Okay. So,
I get an
Would you
apple
like me to
green
roll
for my
my
disguise
bluff
as
as
a
well?
rat.
Oh no, I'm not going to system with that. That's stupid.
Not stupid.
all right, so
I'm trying to assist you with that, but no, I don't never do that one.
what do you guys want to do?
We're waiting for his answer.
Let's get that paperwork and let's get to work.
So where do you guys want to start?
Personally, I get a
we'll
good
start with the
feeling about
religious authority.
Lord Marahindra.
Okay. So we got one person wanted to go with Mahindra and one person wanted to go with a spiritual advisor.
I'm not that spiritual, so I'll go with the
Well,
other
we
one.
won't split the party, so
All right.
I'd rather not split the party, so I'll go with the other guys first.
Okay. So I think this would be a very good idea for those who are interested to find out who people are. We're going to go around and start off with Damien. You're up first. Just a very quick introduction of who you are, like name, you're playing so-and-so, and what class you're playing, please.
Cool. Well, I'm Damien, apparently. Currently playing Rental, who is a 8th level vigilante, 1 level sidekick. So I'm currently playing Rental, but waiting in the rafters, also possibly in my lap, is a cat named Schoenlapper. Essentially, when I assume a vigilante identity, the cat is the one who I'm allowing to take over my personality. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fortune teller, bit of a wheeler, a dealer, and yes, generally speaking, master of all trades, jack of none.
Cool. You do know there's another part of that expression.
Yes, you also noticed that I said it intentionally incorrectly, did you? Master of all trades, a jack of none.
Okay, and I did miss that part because I was busy trying to check out something with Spike. Right, so next up is Vicky. Vicky, you... Mm-hmm. Sorry, Damien?
No, it's fine, it's fine. I was just wondering if you would have caught it, that's all. Never mind.
Okay. So Vicky is back. Vicky was unable to attend last weekend. So Vicky's actually back on tonight. So it's nice to have Vicky back. So Vicky, just a quick introduction for yourself, please.
Yes, so obviously I'm Vicky. I am playing a were-tiger kin ranger by the name of Kika, who also happens to have with her her lovely animal companion called Cebu, who is a snow leopard, who is very handy when she needs him to.
That is true. Okay, next up is Clinton.
Hi there, I'm Clinton. I play Renan, the Were-Rat rogue.
Cool. And when they do say the were-rats, they are talking about the skinwalkers, which we explained last time was they are descendants of werekin. So basically somebody in their actual bloodline had actually been bitten or had the actual disease when they, through the generations of different family lines, it peaks out every now and then, and both of them actually currently have it. So it's not a full lycanthropy, it is a partial, and they have control over it. Hold on, I did say they do have control over it, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Just like, hold on, did I just say they've got no control over it? I think that would have been a little bit random. But anyway, so next up is Christian.
Hi, I'm Squib, and I'm an alcoholic. I'm playing the shaman, who is currently an alcoholic.
And is currently invisible.
Usually invisible.
Yep.
Also currently invisible.
All right. Next up is Arun.
I'm Aaron. I'm playing Ballsy, the Slayer / Shadow Dancer.
Ah. Oh yes, I forgot you multi-classed.
Yeah.
And Shadow Dancer is a prestige class.
Mhm.
Excellent. So this is your first time playing the Shadow Dancer, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't know.
Cool. The main thing you're focusing on is the fact that you can hide.
Finally,
Yep.
in plain sight.
Yep. After the last time he ended up playing, again it was a weekend. Kika was not in. He happened to be the only visible character and the only thing I could go for. I did apologise profusely to him about almost killing character.
Go easy on me.
Yep.
Nope. Never.
Vix, AJ just said, Aaron, you're looking out of this world. And Vicky says you look very cosmic.
Well, we are in a different universe.
Apparently so.
I'm leaning the wrong way. Say hello to my little friend.
All right, so now you guys are going to mission off. Now, you guys want to go speak to the spiritual advisor.
Oh, the other one.
The other one, yeah.
The rumor monger.
The rumor monger. All right, so you off to go see Lord Maharindra. Now, he is...
Rumoured to be.
Oh, fuck off, dude. That is terrible. That is terrible. Right, so he is going to be currently... Now, just to give you a quick idea on the map, for those who... Because I don't know if on Roll20, on Twitch, how clear it is, but, I mean, on my OBS, it looks pretty nice. So, they're currently in number 1, which is basically the palace. Number 6 over here is the there we go, Mararam the ward. That's basically where all the advisors and that are over here. Currently, Rahim is in this actual palace with you folks. The commerce district over here is... is currently where you know where the advisor that you need to take back to Casimir is. How's it that number 8 of the Houses of Perfection? That's where a lot of the competitions and that took place. And I reckon the rumor monger, because it's not mentioned anywhere in the actual book, I think he would probably be in the Harbour District, which is number 9. That was not meant to jump up that high, which is right over here. So you guys head off back through the streets. Again, the festival is... I mean, it's later on in the evening. The festivals have kind of died down a little bit. There are a couple of stalls still around. Are you guys going to stop anywhere along the way to the district, or are you guys just going to beeline straight there?
Let's just head straight there. unless something sparkly catches my eye.
Cool. See.
I'm of a similar mind. I'll do some perception checks to see if there's anything that looks particularly attractive along your way.
Okay.
You say attractive?
Yes, he did.
Yes, you're looking one.
Persons, objects, anything attractive? Yes.
There's one right in front
I
of you.
think you'll remember that last week we confirmed I was the better looking at both of us. So
Oh, crap.
I can work with that. All right. According to Spike, there's roughly about 1/10 of a second between your guys' visual and audio, which is I'm happy with. Much happier.
It'll improve over time. I'll just figure it out.
Well, basically, it just comes down to the fact that I need a slightly better rig or a better graphic card. Well, once I paid this off, I'll look at getting a better rig. Right, so you guys come down there and you guys ask around. Would any of you like to roll diplomacy checks along the way?
I would love to.
No.
I would love to.
This is-
+1. Let's try it.
Yeah, this is basically...
That's a 9.
fair enough. So basically, this is just to find out where he is in the district.
Sorry, you wanted diplomacy.
Yes, please.
I'm on
250
28 for
million?
diplomacy from me.
28 for you. Okay, cool.
Just 28.
Right, so you find out where he is. It's not that much of a problem.
For me.
Right, so yeah, so that I keep on forgetting that. Sorry, people, for listening. Something wrong with the microphone. I've got a button over here which I've got to do for muting for when I cough. Right, so
Or fart.
Vicky,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to that the fact that right. So first of all, I forgot to mention to you, people who speak English, or should I say common in this area, are very rare. The most common language spoken here, which everybody speaks, is Vidrani. If you can't, and you've got 2 people in the party who can speak Vidrani, so they could do the translations for you. So I would just say you had to roll to assist, if that's all right with you.
I scoot up to her and I go, I can translate for you, but it's going to cost you.
Well, I won't scratch your eyeballs out for a day.
Yes.
That backfired quickly.
She just scoots away.
Do not test me.
Just to confirm, those 2 assisting me with my diplomacy check.
Yes.
Cool. Because both of them rolled higher than 15. That's fine. I get a +4 to that. So that would be 20. Yeah, 28. 28 plus 4 is 32. Cool.
All right. So you find out where he is, okay, and you come down to this. I would say it's like not quite the back end of an alley, but something that is not easily found. It's just the fact that you are quite, you have a way with people, hence they actually able to direct you in the right area. So you come to a rather tucked away area, okay? Now, as you guys meet, you come in there. So you go to the area that's been pointed out to you, and you see it's like quite an ornate little place. And you see a chap sitting there. He's an elderly man with a greying beard, and he's got very much of a fatherly demeanour as he's busy talking to people around him. He's sitting there cross-legged. Again, I'm going to show you guys this because this is the culture of the land. So you can see that it's basically like that type of coloured skin person, like very, very tanned. And basically, he's an elderly chap. You can see the wrinkles.
Great.
Yeah, I was just getting there. Don't be ageist.
I'm sorry.
Get there. Don't be ageist. So basically, you guys find him sitting there. He's got a nice smile on his face. He seems quite warm, and he's just busy talking to the people around him. What do you guys do?
I'll find a shadowy corner to observe from.
Cool. And the rest
I
of you?
attempt to join him.
Fair enough.
Find your own corner.
Oh, sorry. It goes to the other corner.
There's not much point in me talking to him because I'm invisible at the moment.
Pretty much. So literally, you've got the party rock up of actually 5 people, but looks like 4 people, and a house cat and a snow leopard, and literally 2 people just go disappear, and you just got the 2 people standing there. Kika dressed up in that's pretty
With their
decent.
cats.
Right, so you got basically Kika standing there in full armor, like 2 swords strapped to two swords strapped over her shoulder, I'm guessing. 2 swords on top of each other. One's a scimitar, another one's a long sword, and a shield. With this beefed up, souped up cat. And then
Don't forget also I've got my bag of holding, which has all my secret little bits in it.
we're not going to go through the contents of your bag of holding, okay? We don't ask about ladies' purses, all right? It's safer that way.
It's a Mary Poppins scenario.
Yes.
That says everything.
And Damien, what does your character look like again?
Well, my character is a Varisian, so he looks very much like a very colourful gypsy kind of thing. No tie of hair or anything. He gets his hair flowing. It's tied around the back, but he just gets to hang out.
Right.
His colour scheme tends to be very a mixture between greens at certain points in the day. Later on, he changes that to purples. I mean, talk about like vibrant greens, the kind of jade greens kind of thing. But as I say, he does moderate his colours just so he always looks like those. This looks like a peacock. The idea is he's always the one who gets seen in the room, kind of thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And you have a rapier on your hip.
No, I've got a dagger. My rapier is concealed.
Right. So you got a dagger and a cloak.
Dagger, a cloak, and a within one arm hidden within his cloak, and on that arm there's a buckler.
Okay. And don't you have a hat of sorts? I remember you wanting to talking about a hat at some point.
I was talking about a hat, but I don't know if
Yeah,
I've
he
got
talked about
one.
buying one.
Yes, I've got a cloak. I've got a delightfully colourful silk sash around my neck. I've got a belt that's got different colour threads in it.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeves, no hat, but I do have a circuit on my head,
Right. Okay.
which is like a it's a headband basically, with a single gem presenting on my forehead. And some shiny gold rings on my fingers that don't appear to be magical.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Right. So the reason why I'm asking this particular question is because this is what's standing up in front of them as you come in. So you've literally got a person dressed up in full tee of battlement with a... So it's like they're probably thinking she could be your bodyguard type of impression. That's what they look when you guys walk in. The other 2 disappearing off, it was like, oh.
Yeah, I'll say I smile politely, I nod, and I move into the space and I start mingling. I invite Kika to follow me in common.
I'm going to follow you.
Thank you. I also suggest that both cats also stay near us, because obviously it may come in handy in a bit.
I just whisper a meow in the corner.
You've got an
Oh.
owl?
Apparently so. Right. So you
It's a shame that it's hiding in here. Having an owl let us know who's the who.
uh-huh. Who's who?
So, you were saying before I interrupted.
Hold on. Right.
Cute,
So
no.
no, I was just letting the chap who helped me set this up, just send him a quick pic of my task manager, just so that he, like, because we were worried about CPU usage with doing this particular thing. I see the audio's slightly off, but that's something we can play with later. Ah, shit! Speak of the devil. Hey, Stu. Right. So, are you guys gonna push forward up to the chap, or are you guys gonna just mingle around a bit?
Well, I'm going to mingle first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let rumours spread to him. See how quickly rumours spreads to the room to him before he comes to address us specifically, because that's normally how a rumour monger would do with some new engine in their territory. I let him know that my name is Rental, the cat enthusiast. I collect cats.
Okay. And how many people are you gonna try and talk to?
I'm going to try about 4 or 5 different people. I'm assuming I look for the people who look like they might be trying to keep to themselves to try and open up the room a bit.
Okay.
They will love me, and they will have no choice in them.
Excuse me a moment. I'm just going to grab another glass of Coke.
Okay.
Are you flashing cash around on as you're doing that? You will love me.
No! But what I am doing is every time I talk to a new person, I change the colour of my clothes.
Do me a favor. Give me I'm actually going to say to you, because normally in 3rd edition, I would have actually asked you to have given me a innuendo. Can you give me... I'm going to go with a diplomacy check, please.
I can. It's one of those skills I happen to have some familiarity with.
Yes, it's
Do you want
normally...
just 1?
Yeah.
2?
Can I have, if you're speaking to 5 different people or 3 different people, can I have rolls for those? Because that there will judge on how much information is retainable and how much of it goes into up to him.
Cool. I get a plus 19 to the roll to start with, okay?
Okay.
And here, so plus 19, and my rolls are as follows in order. Right?
Mm-hmm.
7,
Yep.
9,
Okay.
10,
Yep.
15,
Mm-hmm.
and 20.
20, and all at plus 19.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the last one's easy, so that's 29 in the... No, sorry, 39. God, that was a full move. That's a 34, a 29, a 28, and a 26. Cool. Right. Cool. So, your name is Rental and you're a cat enthusiast. Anything
Yes.
else you want to add to those?
Wow. I'm asking around specifically in relation to a certain forbidden cult, a certain cult that I'm not allowed to talk about in public. But I'm talking about it in public because I have no regard for my well-being, presumably.
Okay. All right. So,
Specifically occult, and I mentioned the words, a word similar to brown, and the other one's similar to deconstructing.
okay. After a couple of hours of you guys mingling, talking to people, participating in some of the food and drinks that are available in the area, he kind of moses on up to you, okay? And he kind of comes up and he gives you a generally, as he comes in, he looks you from the tip of your head straight down to your toes and straight back up again to each of you. And he's like, greetings. I believe your name is Rental.
I look at Kika, I look back at him, I look back at Kika, I look back at him, and I nod.
He looks
He
at,
just looks really confused now.
and he just looks at Kika and he's like, nods towards you and says, "Good day, good day." And he literally,
And remember, you don't understand a word he's saying because he's not speaking.
That's why I asked him what language.
yeah, no. This at the moment is Vidrani, okay? And he kind of, he eyeballs Rental and he eyeballs you, okay? And it's not a threatening eyeball. It's a... And like, do you know when somebody looks at somebody and you're weighing them up, type of thing? And he smiles. He goes, "Yes, yes, yes. Greetings, greetings. So your name is Rental,
I
let's see.
translate.
Ah.
By the way, I'm translating using message as a spell. So he probably can't hear unless he's doing a perception 20 to hear.
Okay. Oh, you're doing it via the spell. You
Yes.
said.
So basically, as I'm looking at Kika, whatever he's saying, I'm relaying. That's why I say I'm looking at him and Kika. And I have to look at Kika to transfer the information to him.
And that's just like through the mind.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a message.
Cool. That's no problem.
His message.
But he's looking at you as well. So he's literally looking at the pair of you, and kind of expecting the actual both of you to understand. Claire, I have seen your message. I will text you in a minute about that. All right. So he's talking to you guys as he would talk to anybody around the area, because if I'm not mistaken, Rental, you spoke Vidrani to the people you were interacting with.
Yes, I'm not insane.
Yeah.
Well, I am, but not that kind of insane.
That's why he spoke to you directly in Vidrani, because he thinks, because you've been speaking to everybody around the room, right, so he knows you can speak the language.
I do explain to him that my colleague here doesn't speak Vidrani, so I'm just communicating with her telepathically. I do apologise if this looks like I'm being rude.
Ah. Right, so he switches over to English, and it's not perfect. To common, sorry. He switches over to common. It's not perfect common. It's a little bit halting, but he actually can communicate quite well. And he's like,
if he prefers to speak in Vidrani, he can. I'm more than happy to translate. Just this is why I might break eye contact. I'm not being rude.
No, it's not a problem. I did, and he looks at you, Kika, and says, "I am sorry. I didn't know you didn't. I didn't know you didn't speak my language. I humbly apologize. I didn't mean to be so rude."
Absolutely fine.
And he's like, "So, what brings you And he looks at the cats, and he literally, his eyes fall upon Cebu, and it's just like, do you know when somebody sees a white tiger for the first time, or an albino panther for the first time? That type of look. Because I mean, in this type of area, snow leopards are unheard of, because it's like a subterranean area, and there is like it's like an actual jungly type of area, so snow and that doesn't really come here. So seeing like a snow leopard, it's like, wow.
Subterranean? You mean subtropical?
That's the one, subtropical. Do apologize. I was.
I figured out how we got underground.
I was thinking of D&D. That was it, like Third Ed. So basically, so he explains, like, sorry, that's a magnificent animal. It's a rare thing. Can I pet it?
Yes. Very friendly. And I obviously link minds with Cebu, and it's like, it's okay. Friend, not foe.
Hand goes out first. You know when you let the animal to go sniff you? Does that, and he's like, wow, this is beautiful. And he's like, starts stroking the cat. To the point where you can actually hear Cebu like... all over the place. Yep, so literally just going at it. And he's like, yeah, so what brings you and this magnificent animal to my area?
Well, first of all, I am here to show my respect to the local rumour monger. It's always useful to know the right people as soon as you come into town. We're on a number of objectives right now, but one of those objectives has brought us to inquire about a specific cult that has been recently banned in your town.
Yes, those
Metropolis.
ones. Yes, I know exactly which ones you're talking about.
Yes, as I say, I'm not going to mention their name, but it involves a certain colour, kind of sepia, maybe something like that, and a hobby or profession, such as to disassemble things.
You're speaking...
The cult of the...
Yes, the Ebon Destroyers. You don't have to speak in such such a complex coded language. You're among safe ears with me at the moment, so yes, we can speak about the cult.
I just didn't know if there were any police around, that's all.
Yeah, no, it's all fine here. I appreciate the concern.
Cool. I shall continue to be less discreet.
Thank you. And what would you like to know about the cult?
Can I perform a sense motive?
Is he still petting Cebu at this point?
Oh, yes.
So Cebu is now rolled over, belly exposed, just very happy to be petted.
And he's like one of these type of guys that literally just goes at it. So like literally just full on motion.
It's a calming effect to make him feel more comfortable with us as well.
Yes, yes. Right.
Can I perform a sense motive to get a measure on him?
Yes.
Specifically, I'm trying to know that because he's obviously a rumour monger, I don't imagine he's very good at keeping secrets.
Okay.
So I'm getting on that basis. I'm trying to work out roughly how much I should probably divulge to him, and how likely is it if I reveal to him something, he might pass it on to the people we're investigating.
Cool. Make it.
I shall make it.
Make it real good.
I could do so. Was I playing on a plus 15 today? I think I was. Let's see. And our survey says, excellent. So, in that case, that was a plus 14. 14 on to 18 puts me on a 32.
32. Okay.
If he was an open book, what would he say?
You would know that he's quite a loyal person, and for the fact that as Raheem had actually, who's an actual advisor of the king or of the Tacker, he's quite trustworthy, and if it was meant to be kept under wraps, it's something he can do, but he does trade in business, and rumors are his actual business. But it's not one of those where if it needs to be held close to the vest, it will be held close to the vest.
Cool. So he's a loyalist to the attacker then.
Yeah, well, to Raheem.
Cool. Okay.
And as Raheem is a trusted advisor of the Tacker, they're looking out for the city.
Right. Well, I thank you, because if he's obviously a trusted individual, I'm more likely to divulge more information to him. So, I ask him, there's a letter received threatening one of the Tacker's relatives. Rather, threatening the Tacker after one of the relatives was slaughtered. Is there anything you could give us to try and indicate where that letter would have come from? For example, do you have the envelope that it came in, maybe the wax from the seal that it was attached to? Ideally, something physical or something that will lead us to something physical that we can track from there.
Right. So he says, right. The note itself burst into flames. This is what I've heard that came out of the palace. The ultimatum note burst into flames upon being read. So once the last syllable was mentioned, it exploded into flames. Badly burning the servant who read it to His Excellency. Nothing remains of it. There may be bits of the seal, but that's as far as it goes. But that there you may have to speak to the guards. I mean,
Cool.
by the way, I've already assumed you've shown him the letter from Raheem.
I'll take out the letter and make sure that he's had a chance to read it over.
Yeah, sorry, it just slipped my mind there for a second. I just realised it's like so you guys would have probably shown him the letter so you could actually talk to him. Well, he had a feeling that you were from Raheem anyway, the way you were talking. And he's like, well, the cult works in mysterious ways. There's different ways. I mean, the cult is very, very secretive and keeps close. I mean, there's not one leader. There's 3 leaders. They literally infiltrate. You don't know who's who. I mean, because it could be your best mate, and then all of a sudden, he could turn on you. They are a very devious cult. And he's like sitting back, stroking his chin, looking at you. He goes, "You do know, I think I might have the perfect soulmate for you. If you but just ask." It's like, yes, I know of a lovely lady who I think you'll get along well with. But that's a story for another time. And he kind of looks over at you, Kika, as well. But yes, that is something we could. That's all I really can tell you about that. Oh, wait, hold on a second. You know what? It's been rumoured, and again, this is rumours. A headless body was recently found in the Commerce district, a particular gruesome affair. Unlike the most violent in Niswan's crimes. I've also heard rumours of informants in the palace guard. You'll probably find out that's why you were asked to actually help out. Though who they sell the information to is something even I can't glean from the local chatter. Raheem is a good friend of mine, and you seem to be like honest folk. I promise to find out more for you. But again, and he looks over at Kika and says, I could also find you dedicated spouses if you're in the market. Yes, yes.
Good, thanks.
So definitely interesting
I'll pop you in the
discussing
phone
some other
book for
points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so definitely interesting discussing some other point. But for now, I do need to ask. You said there was a body fished out of the lake or the local reservoir.
No, it was in a building.
Where is that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just a headless body was found recently in the Commerce District in one of the shops.
Is it possible for me to interview that body or to examine the body? I know it hasn't got a head. No, it hasn't got a head, but I'm sure it could tell me much.
Yeah, sure, you can go down there and go have a look at it. That shouldn't be a problem.
Interview the body.
I suppose it's better than interview with a vampire.
You may not believe me, but I've got a feeling. It may give some information.
Right, so I don't think people tuned
the
on.
Destroyers, going back to the knowledge.
Yes.
Back to the knowledge check you did say. The cult of the Ebon Destroyers, who do they follow? What is the goddess again?
The goddess is the goddess Dalave. DHALAVEI. So Delta Hotel Alpha Lima Alpha Victor Echo Romeo Indigo.
Now, if I asked politely, would I be able to get a knowledge religion check on the alignment of that god?
Yeah, sure.
Righty, 80. So, that plus that. So, I managed to get a +2 on that and the religion. So that's 25, 26, 27.
Is that inclusive of the +4 that I said previously that you added in there?
No, I can add a +4 on that as well.
Because if you remember correctly, if you remember correctly, before you landed on Jalmaray, you made a knowledge local check, and I said you get a +4 on the next knowledge check on religion. Okay. Dalave, okay. She is the goddess of internal decay, alignment, lawful evil, domains, destruction, evil, knowledge, law, and trickery.
That'll be a bit of fun then.
Yep.
Because one thing I do want to do is if I can get access to the body, I can perform a prognostication on it and then work out a lot about the actual character who was actually decapitated. And if I can work out that information, I should be able to work out maybe what could have been the motive behind why they were killed.
Okay. Right, so you guys want to head off over to there first, is that correct? Or would you guys...
Makes sense, really.
Is there any other information? Is there any other information we want to ask the rumormonger for at this point? And I point my fingers at the people hiding around the room to try and get their feedback if they want to whisper it.
Yeah, again, there's not much other information besides what you've already been told.
Any chance we could have picked up some rumors while hiding out in the corners?
Not really. Nothing that would have actually... Well, first of all, Clinton,
yeah,
you don't know. You can't hear any rumors whatsoever. You don't understand the dialect.
Yeah, but people might have been speaking in other languages that I do speak so that other people wouldn't overhear them speaking.
Nope. They mostly speak Vadrani. So the question gets posed by Aaron, Ballsy doesn't hear anything major of interest. There's nothing really devious going around. It's just the fact that most of the talk is the talk about the missing cousin and talk about the latest about the banning of the cult.
That's fine.
And you've got both sides people arguing for.
Is there people walking past
Thank
me?
you for his time in.
Yes, there are people walking past you.
Within touching distance?
More than likely, yes.
Right.
Can I do a sleight of hand check?
Go for it.
Find the link in the pockets. Yeah, no. Maybe not.
What'd you get?
13.
You beat their roll.
What?
You beat their roll.
Seriously?
It's literally just a person who is just an average Joe. I mean, it's not like we're going to have like super duper investigative type of person walking around the streets at all times. Okay. You put your hand in somebody's pocket and you pull your hand out and it's a
piece.
what was it? 4 silver pieces.
Sweet.
Okay. Yes, well played, says Spike. Right, so you were gonna say, Damien.
Well, thank you for his time and suggest we might be back at another point. No disrespect intended. Is there a closing time specifically for his business?
He says people just come and go, and just generally when people decide to go to sleep would be when they would actually quieten down. So it's not. It stays open fairly late.
Cool. I slip him a note that I wrote under the desk with no one else read it, or no one else seeing, and then I politely leave.
Cool. Right, so you guys leave. Now,
Taking the letter of recommendation with us, by the way.
yeah, obviously. Right. Right, and just to let you know, the Virasani Authority on Politics is actually in the Commerce District, just in a high-caste merchant at a clothing shop. Yes. No. In here, when you guys were given the letters of introduction, one was to a Varanasi, who is the authority of politics, Virasani, and she is currently in number 7 in the Commerce District. So you've got the murder that's happened in the Commerce District, and she's in there as well. Is what I was trying to get at.
Cool. I presume the people hiding around the room have also filed out with us.
Yeah, I'll slip out behind you.
I do the same.
Cool. Which I say to them, so we've got a body to interrogate, and we've also got the local head of politics. Who do you want to go see first? And I
Well,
asked,
let's interrogate. I found that interrogating people works better when they're awake and alive. So let's go for the politician first. I don't mind making one of those squeal.
I find tickling works as well.
Squib, what are you going to be doing in this hole? You just keeping quiet and just hanging around?
I'm following and taking notes where I can.
Fair enough.
Bye.
I don't want to be any part of the tickling. That's too
All right.
much of me.
Give me 2 seconds.
The thing is, if you're invisible, it makes it very hard for me to point at you, so it's very difficult for you to communicate.
My lighting
Silently?
seems to be quite red.
More like orange.
Yeah, orangey. Yeah. So because I've taken off the whiting on the back on the camera. Well, actually, it's running through Skype, so I'm not sure what's going on.
So,
But anyway,
I think we all need to get some ring lights, especially me. My image looks horrendous.
but Clinton, that's your natural look.
I was gonna say.
Do you want to to that burn?
Ooh. Anyway, sorry about that. Not sorry.
Ouch.
Simple fix.
All right, so I'm gonna worry about that at some other point. Damien, can you please not pee into the toilet?
If you actually watch the stream, you'll notice I'm actually pouring it into the cup on the desk.
Well,
can't keep
hold on. If I'm watching you watch you pour the stream on the stream, it's very interesting.
Inception.
Pretty much.
It's fine as I don't cross them. As long as I don't cross the streams, it's fine.
AJ's like, call the fire department. All right, so you guys are going to head off to the Authority on Politics, is that right?
Indeedy.
All right, so when you come in, you come into the shop, you see a couple of youngish people who are like assistants in the store, and you see a mature woman standing at the back. You can see they're rather conservative, but they're all stylishly dressed in the shop. What do you do?
You said
I
this is a pro
sneak
shop.
into the shop.
Sorry, Clinton?
I sneak into the shop.
Cool.
The same.
27.
Cool. And what were you saying, Damien?
33 again.
I did suddenly have a thought that they probably think Cebu looks a bit weird as well with his little pimp cap and cape.
Yep. And the necklace.
And the necklace.
He looks awesome. What are you on about?
If they haven't even properly seen a snow leopard and then one comes in dressed like a pimp, you're going to kind of...
The only thing you're going to hear is, oh my god. And then start, going towards it.
I'll get him a nice big pair of platforms as well. Or it happens
Moustache.
pairs of platforms.
And then moustache. And a tiny moustache that goes in front.
The little cane.
But Kika, there is snow leopard like Cebu.
Oh.
Oh, go away, Damien. And people wonder why I actually left a dad joke group the other day because it had such corny shit on there, and I mean, it was terrible. It's like, what's blue and smells like red paint? Blue paint.
Blue paint.
What did the farmer say when he couldn't find my tractor? Where's my tractor? After that, I was like,
Tractor.
I'd leave that group done, dusted. It's, I
Some
walked
people just
away.
can't appreciate true art.
No,
It's ridiculous.
no, that was terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. Anyway, so, you guys are in the shop. Clinton and, or should I say, Renanan and Ballsy have disappeared. We'll stay out of this. He's like, this is my kind of joke. Nope.
It actually is as well.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Some people just have no sense of humour.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so, as we were saying, what do you guys want to do?
Well, as I say, you said this is a clothing shop, correct?
Correct.
And you also mentioned I am deficient of a hat.
I didn't say that.
I'm going to take this opportunity. Well, we pointed out that I didn't have a hat, so I'm going to make this point. Hello, my good patron. I am in the market for a dapper hat. What is the local fashion?
Make him work.
Now, this is something one doesn't prep.
Excuse me, the first thing I do when I start a campaign is look at the local hat wear. Honestly, this is the
Really?
weirdest campaign I've ever been a part of.
Really?
Yes.
Hat
Whenever I'm
style.
GMing, ask me about hats. I'm happy to answer. I'm going to leave this place with a fence.
All right. So, actually, it's turbines.
It's a fence. Oh, it's turbans. Okay.
It's turbines.
What colours do your turbans come in?
Ah,
Also,
Spike. That's an old one. That's terribly old. Spike's joke. How do you make holy water? Boil the hell out of it.
boil the hell out of it. Yeah. It's fine. It's a good one. It's an old one. It works.
But anyway, so these people here, the headdress around here is a turban. Isn't that something?
That's absolutely fine. So,
So
it's a Sikh garment. You know the Sikhs?
yes, I know. I was just wondering, from where you're from, do you have what were your hat styles? Didn't you have turbans from where you're from, Varisia?
Some people did, but it wasn't very common. It's usually outsiders. We tend to wear a lot of things like caps and things.
Right.
But I'm more than happy to diversify. Plus, obviously, the more fabric I have to ornate, that'll be fantastic.
Yep. No, it's there.
So I asked her for her best matching turbans.
All right. So they come out and they've got quite a different styles of turbans, like different colours and different patterns. So he gives you a couple of choices. They range
I
from.
asked her politely. This is the head lady, correct?
Well, this is one of the people. This isn't the actual owner of the shop. No, this is one of the assistants you're speaking to.
Okay. Which I try and get some information out of him as I'm going through the sale about his boss, because I'd like to arrange a meeting with her afterwards. Just I want to know basically from him how I should approach her for the best outcome. And I'm actually genuinely interested on how I'm supposed to put this turban on my head. So if you could instruct me of that as well, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Right. So the actual owner comes up and says, you actually want to book an appointment with me? Well, why don't we just start the appointment
Yes.
now? And she shoos the
That's
girls
absolutely
away.
fine. Now I'm going to have to rely on your colleague to... Okay.
She shoos this.
I had her letter of introduction.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, cool. Come. She literally picks up the one turban, the nicer out the three, and takes you guys, the two of you, to the back room. And you guys go sit down in the room around a table. She brings out some tea. She brings out some, orders some lunch for you folks. And she orders lunch for 3. Now, she's a very stylish dressed, and she's asks, right. So she's like, how are you guys? How's your day been? How far have you got in the investigation?
So you're our second port of call so far.
Ah.
We're obviously making some inquiries around town. As I'm talking to her, I point at 2 corners of the room to communicate to people who are invisible. And I say to them, I'm not hungry. I've just eaten. Feel free to eat what's on my plate as long as she doesn't see you.
And what language do you say that
And then
in?
you continue talking to her.
Oh,
Saying that
you
in
use
common,
your...
through message to those 2.
Right.
Yeah, through my telepathy, basically. Communicating with those 2 is, hey, you 2. This plate is full. Let's see if you can empty it. Now,
Oh, Jesus.
Christ!
Okie dokie, here we go.
Frozen food.
No.
Sneaky Dan.
No. It's Spike's one and last one. It's like, what's Forrest Gump's password? One Forrest, one. Oh,
Do you know, I reckon he's getting these all off of the same one web page, because I've seen these ones lined up in the past on one specific website. Interesting. I think I've already caught on to it. Anyway.
I just read Will's joke.
There we
That's
go.
just as fucking bad. Right.
Suddenly, there's a puff of smoke where the plate was. And
Yes.
you're giggling.
What was your stealth?
I didn't even use stealth. I just used my cloak, which creates a puff of smoke wherever I appear.
So you just poof right there.
I just poof right there, grab the plate. And of course, all anyone sees is this puff of smoke.
She literally jumps out of her skin. Right, she's like,
Can I roll a bluff?
go for it. It's like, she's like, shit, phew, kill an old lady that way.
What the fuck was that?
Calm her down. And explain, well, it's actually fewer calories to combust it than to actually eat it, so I do apologise. You can't keep this slender figure and just not have things spontaneously combust around you.
Okay, while I'm sitting in the corner eating, I'm going to pour myself a drink.
All right, so
I'm gonna do the same.
Hang on. So you're going to try and spontaneously combust liquids now? This is getting weird.
right, so
Magic.
you guys, hey, you guys, haven't done one of those in ages. Right, so after she settles down a little bit, she gives you guys a quick, brief explanation how the government functions. She goes, the Thacker is a head figure with little real power. The true the influence rests with the temple's mystics and monastic masters and nobles of the highest castes who make up the Morayarum. Yet, even as a figurehead, when the Thacker cried out against his cousin's murder, the Maharam and those with influence agreed that attacking the Thacker's etiquette to attack Jalmaray itself. The common people are scared for the Thacker, and killing him would greatly destabilize the nations, despite the true administrations of the Jalmaray falling to the Maharam. So, she does agree that the fact that the population stand more behind him than the actual advisors themselves. And because of that, he holds a little bit more sway over the actual populace.
I'd say to her at this point, I'm not saying this to be seditious, but I'm just eliminating all of the possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't actually hold any power, and his public execution would have rallied support for him, is there any chance that this could have in fact been something he may have arranged? And I don't mean to say that in a way that will get back to him. I'm just eliminating the possibilities as someone who's not native to these lands.
No, because you see, normally he's just a figurehead like most people in his position, but because of some of the decisions he's made in the past and the way he treats his people and the fact that he's that fair, whereas the administration doesn't actually have the country's heart much, like they really don't have the country's benefits in heart. So what they do is, but the Taco does, and because of that, the public give him more support. And if he says something, even though it's against the advisor's wishes or against what the advisors advise, they have to go with it because he's got more, because of the support he has. Quite often they do get their way, but...
It's a classic case of the keys of power then. So the advisors are the keys to power. He won't be there without the support of the advisors. But because he is a rallying figure, the entire city follow him specifically.
Yeah.
Even though the keys to power are his advisors.
Mm-hmm.
That's a common monarch setup.
Yeah.
In a feudal society. So, I thank you for the clarification. Now, by that same token,
Mm-hmm.
was there a reason why the followers of Dalave would actually want him specifically to be targeted? Is there a reason why they want this location above all others to enter unrest?
From what I'm guessing is they're just pushing to see how far what they can get away with. But I don't think they expected it to have gone this particular way. But basically, at the end of the day, I don't know any real reasons, and I've asked around and I've kept my ear to the ground, and nothing's come about. It just seems that it's just a random stab at to just go, well, let's see what happens if I do this scenario.
That is interesting. It's not how I'd imagine a lawful evil act to be. It wouldn't be just a spontaneous kill. It would be basically a calculated thing. That'd be a more precise attack. But then again, I'm not familiar with the tenets of their faith. So
Well,
I'll have to look
considering,
into that.
yeah, the way that was quite calculated is the fact that they've killed the attacker's favourite cousin just to see what they can do and how far they can get away with things. What the actual reason is, we don't know, but because I've heard the rumours that they poured the acid down his throat, they think he must have been corrupt. Now, what their version of corruption is beyond me. Okay. Yeah, so basically she lets you know when the cultists kill in Delave's name, they burn fill their victims' mouths and throat with acid to symbolize corruption from within. So
Now, interesting. So, we say they're doing that to symbolise corruption within. They're not doing it to say he is corrupt, but rather the spreading of corruption within the person.
possibly.
Okay, well, that gives a slightly better impression of how this might have actually happened then. In which case, are there any local alchemists?
Yes, there are. Sorry, I'm just laughing at AJ's actual comment. Aaron couldn't pull it
Ignore
even
that.
if you
Ignore it.
had
Ignore it out.
direction
Ignore it
and
out.
100% sure thing. Anyway, so yes, there are alchemists around. There are a couple of shops just down the road.
The reason why I ask,
Mm-hmm.
are there any that would specialise in the production of bases and acids? Or is that a bit too specialised knowledge?
Yes, they should have some of those, yes.
Because I'm just thinking that might have been the source of where they got the acid from. I don't imagine too many cultists would actually have a good fundamental on alchemical processes. So they probably would have bought their acid rather than actually manufacture their own. So there's one potential avenue.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Well, you heard about a decapitated body.
Oh,
That
yes.
was recently revealed. Do you know anything about that? Not saying you specifically would know something about that. You know, do you have any understanding, any rumours or any indication that might relate to that event?
I don't know what actually caused it, but if you go down to this particular shop, and she says the name. So there was no actual. Is there a name of the shop? Let me see if there is. Don't recall there being one. Where is it? Headless Body. It was an incense shop that she runs, and give me 2 seconds. iPad went 2 to a dozen away. I'm going to go with Fragrance of Light Incense Shop.
Fragrance of Light.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Will we require special dispensation to access and investigate the location?
You could ask the city guard to assist you on that one. I'm guessing.
Is there someone in the city guard you'd recommend?
Not offhand, but I mean, if you speak to Rahim, I'm pretty sure he can tell you which guard to go work with. But I mean, if you want to go investigate the body, nobody's going to be there to stop it because the guards are still on their way. The guards are not there yet.
So it's that fresh.
Yes.
Ooh, a bit too fresh, perhaps. My concern is us turning up there, obviously, without an invitation. It'd look a bit suspect, if you know what I mean.
Well, you guys have a letter from the Lord Rahim himself, and that's good as any, because that's as good as any, because that will get you into, especially if you show it's the one that you need to see the one of the guards in the actual army. It should be fine, so you can have a look around and whatnot. That you got there almost gives you right of way. Almost.
That's fine. Can you give us some directions to that location, please? The essence of light, please.
Sure, you come out here, turn left, walk down the street 3 blocks, turn right, and it's 2 blocks straight ahead of you, and it's the 3rd door on your left-hand side.
I note down those directions so I can follow them exactly.
Excellent. That's what you call ladies and jelly spoons. Thumb sucking it.
And when I said I'd write it down, I didn't write it down. I'm just saying that so I don't actually have to, if you ask me what directions I say, the ones I wrote down, so I don't actually have to quote what you said.
No, I'm with you on that one. I know what you mean, dude. I know what you mean. Right, so mission off. You heading down towards the shop, and you get in there, and you see a rather shaken, I would say about middle-aged woman in the shop. And you see she's like shaking up, and as you guys come in, she's like, huh? And she says in Vadrani, guards?
I say, sadly, no. We are investigating some crimes that have occurred, and this is one of our potential leads. We were sent here by the local magistrate.
Okay.
32 for stealth, I'm still hiding.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
32.
Okay. So, you sneak in there like a shadow, and she says, well, if you want to have a look around, you can do so.
I start by taking her name. What is the assistant's name?
She introduces herself as No, Beeka. Nabeeka. And she's like, I'm one of the ladies who work here on a regular basis.
Thank you for the information. I ask, just out of curiosity, I don't suppose you do a lot of alchemical work here, do you?
No. This is just
really
the incense only. There's no real alchemical stuff in here.
Were any items taken from the inventory?
No, the shop itself signs sort of struggle. Jars, ingredients lie smashed on the floor, and a large quantity of blood remains uncleaned and splattered about, but there's nothing been taken from the store at all. You see, I think that this particular this particular incident happened because Vitusa was an outspoken woman. She was unmarried. She was an unmarried woman of the merchant's caste who openly agreed with the Thacker's banning of the Delave worship. Now, because she owned a small, successful incense shop, she holds a little bit of sway. So obviously, her words carried weight when they spoke, and people would actually listen to her. So I came into work this morning. I know she was working late, and I came into work this morning and found her body here, just literally missing its head. And you can see like the blood is like dried, the body is like just laying there, uncovered, and she's like hidden on the one side of the room with the shelves in between her and the body.
I asked the attendant, Nabeeka, just to confirm, do you know what was her name?
Her name is Vitusa. Vitusa.
Thank you, Vitusa. Right. Thank you very much. Please bear with me a moment. I'm going to be making some inquiries. Scott.
Damien.
Do you count a corpse as an object or a person?
Technically, it should be an object.
Okay. Once per day, I can concentrate for 1 minute while in physical contact with an item or location. During this time, I will receive flashes of insight regarding the subject's nature and ownership. After 1 minute, I attempt an appraise check to decipher these visions. I gain one piece of information about the historical significance of last previous owner, such as a glimpse of the owner's appearance or emotional state when it was last used as an item, and depending on the judgment of the GM. I can learn one more piece of information for every 10 by which my check result exceeds the DC. Basically, so I got DC 15 appraise check, and for every 10 I exceed that, I get one additional piece of information. If I fail the check by more than 5, you can give me completely wrong information, and I have to believe it's accurate information.
Okay.
It's called psychometry. Right? And I can only do this once per day, but I can certainly try. Cool. So, is anybody able to roll me an assist? Preferably a 15 or higher on an appraise.
Yes.
No, I've only got a +2.
You can still roll. If you can get
I'll take that
15 or
back.
higher, I get the +2.
Oh yeah, just
My praise is a +9 to start with, so here we go.
I literally just rolled a 15, so I
Well,
was
Clinton,
I rolled 3.
your microphone's gone wonky.
Cool.
Bloody hell.
Cool.
Yeah, don't ask me. I've got a +0.
You can always
I
roll.
just rolled a 3
It's
on
fine. If you,
my +9 appraise,
Yeah.
so I only got 12,
I didn't think I would
sorry.
make it, and I just rolled a 15. So
Cool.
so you rolled a 15, so get a +2. Yep. Kika?
I got a 15
That's a
as well.
15. I'll take a 15.
nice.
+4.
Oops.
What'd you do?
Right.
What did that for?
Chris, are you going to
I'm in
partake?
grid holding together mode.
I wasn't able to roll very high. I rolled a 7.
7. Okay.
You're a 7. That's fine. My cat also assists. Doesn't assist, so I've got a +4 to my roll. Right. So +4 on top of my praise.
Okay.
Let's see what my vision says. So my eyes roll into the back of my head. I start gargling and gurgling incoherently. I get a +21 to the roll, and I roll 18. So that puts me on a 39.
All right. And what was the
Which
basic
is, I believe, the deuce 15. So for every 10 I exceed that, I get an additional piece of information. So tell me, what do I see of my visions?
Supposed to get 3 questions, yeah.
Hold on.
Well, Scott determines what I see.
Oh yeah.
So what's it for every, how much over the base?
Basically, I attempt a DC 15 appraise check to decipher visions that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I gain 1 piece of information of the historical significance of the last previous owner. And basically, it's for every 10 by which I exceed the DC, I
10.
gain 1 additional piece of information.
Thank you.
But I need to spend an additional,
Yeah, no, it just means it goes
So
15, 25, 35.
35.
Yeah, and then 45, which you didn't make it. So that's basically what I was just trying to figure out. So that's, as Aaron did say, 3 bits of information. It's just so I like writing it down so I can see if it's like just one off or whatnot. I might be able to give the assist. Right, so the flashes of information are basically working late on incense, hearing noise. You can feel, on hearing that noise, you felt this like flood of terror. And then you get to see.
Do I know what this noise sounded like?
Yes, the door opening. And
Okay.
you get to see, literally, door opening, you get to see a rather well-built individual, but literally, it's as they step in, the face is very distorted, and it looks like their hands are on backwards.
Oh.
Okay. As in, do you know if somebody's double jointed in their hands?
Can I get a knowledge religion on that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This is not good. Okay. My knowledge religion is a.
Da, da, da.
7 plus 17 plus 3, so it's 20. 20 plus 7 is 27.
27. Okay.
I can tell you what I think it is as a player.
What's that? What do you think?
Just
Okay. But the religion isn't anything that.
wouldn't know this. This is
Yeah.
as a player.
No. But the knowledge religion isn't anything to do with it.
Oh, it's Knowledge Planes. Well, it'd be the same check for a Knowledge Plane, so that'd be right. Sorry, because it's an outsider, isn't it?
Now it's quite possible that it could have been something like that. There is a possibility, but you're not 100% sure.
That's fine. So I don't know for sure.
But it sounds like it could be one of them.
Which is not good. Really not good.
Right, so...
Right, yeah, keep going, sorry. So,
Right,
what
just...
information will I know?
Right, so yeah, and then all of a sudden a flashing of a scimitar. And pain.
Is it a,
I'm going to
does
fong
the
you.
scimitar look a specific way?
Um,
Oh, fine.
all you saw is the flash of the scimitar. It was moving too quickly for you to get a decent... You just see curved blade, hilt, hand, whack.
Cool. I relay what I say, and I say hands back to front. So in other words, the left hand on the right hand, the right hand on the left hand. A
Or
scimitar,
double jointed.
I don't see the face of the creature.
No.
No. No. This is too telltale. Well built, as in built like a brick privy.
I would say he is... not... I wouldn't say built like a brick shithouse, but he's definitely well built.
And when I looked at the hands, what colour were the hands?
The same colour as the rest of the people in this area. No, wait, hold on. And now, Clinton? Did you say something, Clinton?
I have got so many flipping insects harassing me here.
Right,
Remember the golden rule. Treat others the way you wish to be treated. If they bite you, they expect you to bite them back.
Actually, he's got more of a... Right, so where you guys are, he's more east. So that would put you just to give everybody at home who's not familiar with Pathfinder who is watching. Let me just call that one up. Right, just to zoom in so you can all see. It's more towards the east, so it's more down towards, I would say, the Odira side. So he's got more of yes, that's the east. So he's got more of a, I don't want to say like an Oriental type of Asian culture, but it's definitely not from around Vidrani. Sorry, around Jalmaray.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So,
I relay all these visions I'm getting to the rest of the party. Presumably they were quite vivid, quite detailed.
Okay.
Other than
for
the bits I didn't
that
see.
space, yes.
There's some very strong emotions going on here.
Yeah.
That terror, it was quite palpable. I know it's going to sound like a bit of a telltale thing, but keep your eyes out for a person or a creature with its hands reversed. That is bad juju.
Have we encountered anyone in our
Holy
time here
shit.
that would have hands reversed?
Sorry there, Chris. I was distracted by the feeding feast that's in Clinton's room.
I said, have we encountered anyone in our time here that would have had their hands reversed?
No. No. I don't know if people... Yes, you can. And no, guys, that reflection on there is not on my phone. That's just the bugs around Clinton's light. It's
And
fucking
around
hairy.
me, and around my monitor, and around my phone, and anything else that emits light.
Shit, dude. I had no idea it was that bad.
Yeah. And these damn things are so small that my electric swatter doesn't even zap them. They just end up caught on a single line, so they don't zap.
Do you know what you actually need to get? Do you remember those sticky things that hang down?
Yeah.
You need to get those again. Anyway.
But this is my favorite toy.
That's what she said.
All right, so let's get back to the game. So, Chris, what did you actually ask?
Information.
Hold on, Damien.
I was more asking if passively, have we noticed anyone since we've been here who has hands reversed we haven't actually specifically asked about?
No, not at all. While you guys now the three people who seem to, in fact, including Kika, the people who are not currently engaged in conversation, what are you guys actually doing?
Well, I'm looking for interesting items of clothing.
Okay, yes, fair enough.
I'm just getting the brain transmissions from Rental and looking like I understand what's going on and nodding along, and yeah.
Cool. Ballsy?
I'm gonna stealth up to Clinton. Right next to him.
Okay, well, roll your stealth, roll your perception.
32.
Ooh, only is that 20 on perception?
Okay, so you sneak up to him, no issues.
No, I'm not finished.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 17 on perception. So I don't even spot him.
I'm gonna put my hand into his pocket and see what I find.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
You sure you want to do that?
I'm practicing. I'm 17.
Okay.
17, Clinton's perception.
And that's a 4 on the D4. He just picked up a caltrop.
Really?
Something someone said triggered.
Alexa.
Don't say that, because now she'll start talking again.
Alexa, dim lights.
He just picked up a caltrop.
Alexa, stop.
What's she done?
She was talking about rugby or something, I think it was.
That was funny. Right, so did you have a caltrop in your pocket, honest to God?
Yes. Yes.
All right, so you grab a caltrop.
Damn it. He tries again.
Okay.
Natural 20.
You grab another caltrop.
Right, so with
There were 10 of them in that pocket.
Squib,
You're going to be grabbing
what are you
caltrops
doing?
for a while.
What's
Yeah.
right?
What
So,
I'm actually doing,
yeah, so you're currently in set shop. You've got Rental talking to shop owner. You got Kika. Again, this is all around a table. You've seen Renan just come out of nowhere and just start grabbing a plate and sitting off in the corner and eating. And then you've got.
Not the other place. I wasn't here.
Sorry.
There wasn't any food here. This is the crime scene.
No, this was taken round to the back. You guys were taken. Yes. Oh, shit. My apologies. I get those scenes confused. All right. So you've got the other two just disappeared, and you're left in the room with this in the shop. Are you looking around, or are you just standing there, or?
well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the same day as the games occurred, yeah?
Yes.
The tournament and everything.
Yes.
In which case, it's taking most of my concentration to remain standing because I am heavily pissed.
Fair enough.
So I suppose at this point, I'm trying to stop the floor from jumping up and hitting me in the face.
I can do that for you.
Kika, do me a favor.
No.
Can you roll me a perception check, please?
I believe I can.
Ooh,
35.
35. Right. So as you're standing there, nodding, listening to the conversation, actually being told what's been said in the conversation, you notice a glint of a bit of gold underneath the shelf, covered in a small pool of blood.
Okay, I'm gonna go and inspect that.
All right. So, actually, it's got that yellowy type of hint. When you pick it up, you pick up a copper earring that's hidden underneath a cabinet covered by the spilled incense and blood. So you find a hoop earring. You know, those gold hoop earrings. You find one of those. Sorry, I used to work in a jewelry shop, and those were one of the common earrings.
Sorry, guys, I need to switch off this light for a few minutes because I need to try and get these bugs out of this room before they destroy me.
Cool.
You need to do a stealth roll
I'll be
first.
back in a few minutes.
Got to do a stealth roll first.
That's a natural 18 plus. Was that 25? No. 14, so it's a 32.
But now it disappears.
I won't say it. There we go.
All right. So that's what you find there, Kika.
Yeah. So I will potter back and say, does this look familiar at all?
She actually, Rebecca actually looks at it and is like, oh yes, that's one of Vitusa's actual earrings she was wearing the other day. Yesterday. It's one of her earrings. Wow. Can't believe that's like been on. And you can see that thing's been whacked by something. Look, judging from it, it's definitely been dented and whacked by something. So, Damien, is there anything... Right, so basically, Kika, do you know when somebody's wearing an earring and they're being clipped? You can probably see it's been clipped from here, right the way through. Like, you can see the angle of the neck, the cut on the neck as well. So you can probably see it's like caught the top of it, just where the earring is, and it's probably ripped it straight out the ear through the force of the blow. You can even see grooves in the floor from a blade. So, Damien, is there anything else you wanted to say to this woman?
The one I'm talking to currently without a head, or the one that I was talking to previously?
Yes! The one you were talking to previously.
Basically, I've detailed her saying, I saw the killer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was human, but it kind of looked human. His hands were the wrong way round.
Okay.
Now, if I look at the blood spatter, where does the blood spatter pattern all over the place, or is it just localized?
You would say it's all over the place. So you probably seen her head was cut off while she was still standing, and it's basically founted and she's hit down and fallen down, and you can see the marks on the ceiling, on the walls, and then the pool in where her body is.
I also say to her, I won't lie to you, I think the person who did this actively enjoyed the act.
I mean, she's like, that is
It was
terrible.
intentionally done with the intent. It was intentionally done to cause as much damage and as seen as possible.
She's like that, but why would somebody do that? I mean, you can see she's been deeply sad, and she's like, but who would like to do that to my employer? She was kind and generous mistress. Right, she notes that her forthright and negative opinion about the Delve, but that's the only thing that could really be said that's bad. She did tell the customers that banning of the worship of Delve was the best thing the Tucker ever did. The other employees literally just kept to themselves. They kind of we just get on with things. So we're not gonna speak badly, but
at that point I ask her, given the fact she hasn't got ahead, I will ask, and forgive the question, not asking this for inappropriate reasons. Was she pretty?
Was she pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Or pretty?
Pretty.
Pretty. She was a relatively attractive woman. I mean, you can see from the body she wasn't like the slimmest of women around. You can see she's lived a comfortable life.
That's fine. I was only asking because I'm just trying to work out the kind of profile in case this person actually has a specific type of person they tend to target in future.
Right.
Obviously, without the head, it makes it rather difficult to work out if there is a profile here.
Mm.
It was information I'm looking to attain. I thank you for her patience and time. I say so. I know that you said she was rather outspoken about her dislike of the followers of Dalave. Could you confirm for me, was there anyone specifically she would have said that around?
Oh, she would have. It was just her normal banter. She would have said it to anybody who was actually willing to listen.
Mm-hmm.
So she just
narrowed down the profile that way.
It's the thing is people just generally talk here. Most things are not taken to heart, but I really think she might have overstepped her mark here.
At which point I start coming up with an idea in my head. If it was based on that, it would be a fantastic opportunity to try and create a trap to catch this individual.
Mm.
If we obviously started spreading rumours that I am actively saying that I dislike the followers of Dalave and that Iori himself would be very satisfied with them being removed from the equation. If I can get some public endorsement on that, so just to make sure that my face is quite clearly shown, I'd be the perfect bait to lure them out. Please, that's one thing I suggest to the party.
Mm-hmm.
We want to try and lure this murderer out. If they're targeting people who speak against Dalave, this would possibly be one avenue in which we could catch our quarry. What does the party think?
I think we should find a local tavern and ask if anyone knows of a man with two hands the wrong way round, because that obviously won't go unmissed. Someone's going to know who they are.
Can I roll a sense motive on Christian here?
Can do.
$19 plus my 14. Yes, I more or less work out what he's saying through his slurred speech.
Oh no, Chris is speaking 100% fine. You might have wanted to have done that to Squib.
No, Christian's the one who got absolutely pissed.
Whoosh.
And the fact that he doesn't really have much head to try and grab that one above his head.
So I work out what Christian's trying to say from his slurred speech, and then I say to him, thank you. I think you actually have a good point there.
Cool. So
I'm not looking at him in the eyes, mind you, because I can't work out where he is. But anyway.
Neither can I.
Not much long after all of that. I mean, you guys must have spent about half hour busy talking to her and whatnot. I'll speak to Clinton later when he comes back. But basically, it's a case of you guys have been there for about half an hour. The actual guards rock up, and they start to do their investigation. Kika, that earring that you found, is that something you've kept to yourself, or is that in the time before they arrived here, is that something you would have mentioned to Rental?
Yeah, no, that would have been mentioned. He would have overheard the conversation about me asking about it.
Right. Yes, of course, I forgot that. Is that something you guys would like to turn over to the guards, or is that something you guys are going to keep for yourself, or...
I
Oh, excuse
give
me.
Rental a sort of inquisitive look.
What do you say, Rental?
I give her a suggestive look back.
That was about as fucking helpful as a hole in the head.
Hold on, we can make two.
Well, essentially, my thought is basically, so she's asked, I presume you get that inquisitive look, she's asking, well, should we reveal it? I'll say, well, let's wait and see. If we get a member of the town guard that we think we can trust, then we'll hand it over. But for all we know, one of them could in fact be a Confederate, as was suggested by the previous...
one thing I did forget to mention, Lord Raheem would like you guys to report back to him and only him. So I help you, Rory.
That's fine. I'm going to make a point of suggesting we conceal it. So if you'd like me to, I can hold on to it for you.
That would probably be an idea.
Cool.
I put it in my hand, and with my hand still open, I do a sleight of hand, and it vanishes where it is.
Poof.
Do you want me to roll a sleight of hand just to make it vanish, or?
What's your average sleight of hand? What's your plus?
Plus 18, I believe. Let me double check. It's one of those skills that I probably would have a pretty high plus to anyway.
I'm just going to grab a drink.
Cool.
Sleight of the hand is plus 18.
Plus 18. Give me a quick roll.
If you wouldn't mind, please.
That's 23.
23. Excellent. So disappears. Right, so the guards come in, they start asking questions and whatnot. Are you going to show them the right for the guards?
Sorry? You cut out.
I said it's like, so are you, the guards get there, they start asking you questions.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem. So what do you guys want to do when the guards come back and ask questions about the place?
I'm going to divulge very little information other than to say we arrived here after hearing that something had happened. We wanted to make sure that everyone who was still here was okay. We weren't actually, we don't know anything specific that we think will be of help.
Well, they were asking like questions like, so why are you actually here? Why did you come to the shop?
Well, I'm a very gregarious person, and I was actually hearing that when this awful thing happened, I just thought I'd come here and offer some emotional support.
Roll me a bluff check.
It's a very difficult time, and I will. How good is this sense motive? Because I don't think it's as good as my bluff check.
Roll it.
My bluff is 19. I've just rolled a 19, so that is 38.
Sorry, 38.
38 on a bluff.
All right, I thought you said 98 there for a second. I was going to say, bloody hell. Yep, no, you.
I'm not a green hag. I can't pull off those numbers.
Yeah, no, you actually. Let me just double check. Let me just grab a quickly guard stat. I don't think it's going to be. Oh, bloody hell! I put the A in the wrong spot. Not bodyguard. Forest Guard, City Watch. Nope, because they got a total of a 21. So,
Don't like me to roll to assist them.
no, it's fine. So basically, yeah, you say that, and they kind of buy it. Right, so basically, it's... Right, so basically, sorry, just getting distracted. He buys your what you've said there, and they're like, okay, fine, fair enough, and they let you go. It kind of looks at Vicky, and the Snow Leopard, and he's like, Inverdrani and them.
I'm a cat collector. Ask around. Most people know that. Even though I'm new in town, they saw me walking my entourage.
Okay, so you've
and
got...
that friend that is both part of the collection and bodyguard.
Ah, okay.
I also recommend don't get her angry. She's going to be polite, but I don't like making her angry. She scares me.
So they let you guys go, and then they actually go to investigate more in the what's going on with. They go investigate, and they leave you to go on your way. Where do you guys want to go now?
Well, we've investigated the body, we've investigated the politician, we've investigated the rumourmonger. I'm going to return to the local town head, unless there's somewhere else that someone else wants to visit.
Well, it is getting about what I would say about closer to 9 o'clock-ish time.
So to the rest of the party, so do we want to make our way back to the inn, or do we want to make our way to the contact?
Well, the only thing I can think of, other than the contact, is maybe going to investigate the old guild hall. See if we can find any clues there.
Sorry, Clinton. Sorry, I didn't hear all of that.
I said, other than the contact, maybe try to investigate the old guild hall and see if we can find any clues there.
The old guild hall.
I turned to Vicky.
Yeah. For
I
the
turned to Vicky.
guild that's been
You know, it's a
disbanded.
real shame. It's a real shame, Vicky, that you didn't select a Great Dane as a companion.
Why?
Well, we could have called it Scooby and us the gang.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, more importantly, what were you saying, Clinton?
Moving on
This
swiftly.
of assassins that's been declared illegal.
Yes.
Since they were a guild, they likely had a guild hall.
It wasn't a
and
guild, it was a
I'd be
cult.
interested- Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we
Did they
can
have,
go
like,
Don't worry, I'm
investigate
sure
one of
we'll
the
find out.
churches.
Okay. Whoa. One at a time. Clinton, you were talking first. Carry on.
Investigate one of their churches.
Right. Vicky, what did you say next?
No, I just said that they must have had like a meeting place kind of thing.
Cool. Linked up with Clinton. Damien, what did you say?
I said, well, I'm sure we'll find that place anyway eventually.
Chris, yeah. Sorry, then.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Chris, is there something you wanted to chime in?
You know.
I appreciate that.
No,
No.
I've got nothing to add.
Cool.
I would add, so obviously, as Damien was saying, we've done sort of 2 of the 4 main leads that he had, but we've now got an additional lead of what I said, going to an inn, seeing about if anyone's got like a 2-handed person they know about. But
Good idea. Good idea.
So, do you guys want to go do that while closing up for the evening and then doing the rest of the search in the morning, or would you?
I believe that'd probably be a good idea.
Cool. All right.
Come up with fresh eyes, yeah.
That I don't friend sleep it off.
Yes. Right. So you guys head off to the local inn, and you guys find a spot to sit down in, and you order your food and beverages. You guys haven't actually set up a place for the evening, have you?
Not yet.
But we were told that we could use the boat.
The
we
ship.
needed to.
Yep, if you wanted to use the boat. What we're
It's going to make it a
doing...
lot easier to control who comes on and off of the boat. So what I suggested was, I will suggest to the party that during the next day, if they'd like to, we could try and lay a trap for the cultists.
Start bad mouthing the cult and see what happens, kind of thing.
Look what I've pulled up.
More importantly, I'll badmouth the cult, because at least that way they'll know who to target. And I'm certainly more loud.
And
You
then
guys
we
will
can,
be instrumental in keeping me alive.
yeah, play your backup from the shadows.
All right. So, right. So when you actually go and actually get some food, you do have different prices. So basically, for ale, a gallon is 2 silver pieces. A mug is 4 copper pieces. For food wise, you've got a banquet, which is basically, I'm going to say, is like a really good, decent. Well, it's almost like a buffet. Is 10 gold pieces. You've got bread, a loaf of bread, which is 2 copper, a hunk of cheese, which is a silver. If you go to an actual inn, you can get good food for 5 silver pieces. You can get common food for like 3 silver, and poor food, which is a silver piece, or a hunk or a chunk of meat, which is 3 silver pieces. So,
What can I get for 4 silver?
Where would onion barges fall on that scale?
right. So for 4 silver, you can get a decent common meal, and 2 mugs of copper. Sorry, 2. If you make it at an extra 2 copper pieces, it will get you 3 mugs of ale and common food.
I'll get that for myself then.
Cool. So that gives you a
The
couple
money I
of.
stole.
So it will give you a decent amount of like a good hearty meal. So you get a choice of either stew and bread, buttered bread, and like some sort of cream. You can get a decent meal with you got meat, veg, potatoes, or rice. So your choice of type of food.
So I would have thought it'd be more like a sweet. In this native environment, I thought it'd be more like sweet bread, truth be told.
I'm using these straight out the core book, but you'll probably find out it would be rice and a curry, or some sort of different types of that type of food. And I'm not very clued up on Indian foods, because I think masala might be somewhere in there, but I'm not 100% sure. So I don't want to misuse words. So that type of cultural food. And basically for a total of 3 silver and say 8 copper, if you want to drink wine, you've got a common pitcher is 2 silver, and a fine bottle is 10 gold. So a pitcher will probably get you a couple of glasses of wine if you're into that type of stuff.
I don't tend to drink too much. It affects my youthful, beautiful face. So
It
but I
affects
do
your
drink a bit of time.
performance.
Okay, so what do you guys...
That said, it would actually.
Okay.
I hadn't thought of that.
Sorry? No, that's not me having a
Say,
fart.
and then he
That's
mentions
Clinton
right.
spamming the phone.
With pictures of bugs. They don't want to leave my monitors alone. Or me.
Right. So, I'm taking it the rest of you are having similar food.
Something substantial, but not going over the top. And has Sabu been allowed in? Am I okay to give him, like, share my food with him? Because then I might go for something more substantial to give him bits.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Sabu is a rare commodity, so they allow him in as long as he's tame, and he's not going to do any damage. In fact, you can buy, not a hunk of cheese, a hunk of meat, which is 3 silver pieces.
Yes, please.
Okay, so Vix, you can cross off a total of 6 silver, and if you cross off 8 silver, you get a pitcher of wine inclusive as well as that if you're into wine.
Let's go with that then.
Okay.
If it also helps, I'm a hunk of meat.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, like, you're the dregs of the meat, so I think I'm good.
Touche.
Even the drinks can be good when done in a stew. That does imply you have to bathe him first.
Right, so right, so you guys order your food. How are you guys going to walk around? So basically, you've only got 2 people who can actually talk for Drani. We've got currently Renan and Ballsy. Are you going to be normal people walking in here, or are you going to be trying stealthy?
Yes. No, well, I'm going to be a normal person, but I'm going to stealth in.
Okay.
You get my drift?
Yep, you're going to try and slide in.
I'm gonna try and slide in behind him.
Use me as your shadow. Oh my god, talk about useless roll. What was that? It's
Stealth,
only a 19.
Me?
25.
No, 20. Sorry.
25.
25. So yeah, you guys cruise in without too many people noticing you. And Squib, are you going to be invisible as well walking in here, or are you going to be visible?
I'm going to be as invisible as I can be for someone who can't walk in a straight line.
Okay, fair enough. People are like looking around like, what the hell's walking into them type of thing.
Just this like invisible voice bumping into the
Is that right? Yep. Okay. So now you've got basically Kika and Renan as a rental strolling into Set Bar.
No.
No?
I would suggest I'm not going to be going in there to drink. So if that's where we're going, just going to go and eat, I'd make my excuses at that point and explain, unfortunately, after the visions I've just had, I'm really not hungry. No, sincerely. I do apologise.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just gonna
dude,
head back to
you
the
don't
pub
have
next
to.
week.
You don't have to eat at the bar. It's literally, you guys have come in to gather some information and grab some food, because you guys have been eating what they've been dishing up on the boat for the last month. It's a nice change of food.
Yeah.
I don't know, the cooking's
I
been quite good,
understand.
actually. Someone else been helping out with the cooking, haven't they?
Mm.
So it's tasted better than it normally does.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what I'm saying is, I've just had some very vivid visions of the murder.
Oh yeah.
So
No,
rental
dude.
would make that.
I
I'm not going to sit down and eat. I do apologise.
I hear where you're coming from, but you can still sit there with them. But anyway, so do you guys probably chowing there? Are you guys going to want to? Well, while the others are busy eating, do you want to walk around and actually talk to people and see what you can find out about the information that Scrib's given you?
I wouldn't
surely
mind
only the
doing that
people that can
because I
actually-
can utilize Sabu to my advantage, that it's a good icebreaker and way for people to open up to me.
You're more than willing to try, but again, the problem is the language
I know the
barrier.
language thing. Sorry, I thought like someone would be coming with me. Kind
Ah,
I can go with you if you want. If you come over and ask me.
of. Oh, like that is it?
But that means she needs to go find you first.
I was just about to say that. Roll a perception.
Yeah, you gotta find me first. I'm like stealthily eating.
He's trying to he's trying to make it more fun.
23.
I know you're not
Got a
into me.
25.
Damn it.
It's Fix. It's like, I know you're not into me, but you still have to chase me.
Yeah. So typical bloke then, really.
Yeah.
I'm sitting under the kitchen counter, sneaking food off the top of the counter as they're preparing plates.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
Yeah, I'll go with it then.
all
I'll
right.
just scoff my food down.
Bloody
Or soak
plates.
So the two of you are busy walking around. What type of questions would you
I'm
like
sure
to
I saw
ask?
bug spray, excuse me.
Cool. I tell you something, I would not like to be there at all. Not with that many bugs. Anyway, so what kind type of questions are you folks wanting to ask?
Now, Scott, just to make it perfectly clear, I
Uh,
was telling the party I'm going back to the boat
right.
to sleep.
Cool. That's no problemo. So you go off back to the boat to sleepy weepy, and you're leaving the...
As I leave the room,
Mm-hmm.
You farts.
I change identity.
Ah, fair enough. La poof.
Oh, look, there's Sabu.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot.
Complete opposite colour, but
Trick of the skin, as I say. Or fur in this case.
All right.
if someone was feeling left out.
So,
So what happens? You change.
yep. So you go out and disappear. Is Squinlapper coming in, or?
They won't know, but I will be doing a stealth check.
Fair enough. So, what is the children doing?
You're walking around talking to people.
All right. So, what type of questions does Ballsy and Kika want to ask while walking around, trying to find information out?
I turn to Kika.
Of course you do. So it's more sort of just trying to general chit chat about the situation and things, and just seeing like what comes up in conversation, and talking, like as I said before, getting them comfortable talking to me, because I'm sort of telling Sabu to sort of start like being nice and doing that cat thing of rubbing up against people and being like, hey, I'm here.
Okay, fair enough. So, most of the information that you actually right, so basically it's a case of hold on. Right, so we're gonna have to tell him he's been muted in a minute, so please keep an eye on that, so 'cause I can't see it. Because that's distracting me as hell. Anyway, so the information that you guys gather is the fact that it's just general, the day's talk about how the festivities have gone, about the people who've just landed. There's some rumors going about how they helped, kept the ship that they were on safe coming here. I can't even remember the ship's name. How terrible is that? It's absolutely terrible. But anyway, so basically, you hear about the murder that happened in the Commerce District. There's not really much in the way of major information. You do hear about the Thacker's favourite cousin getting murdered, and the fact that they're still trying to find out what happened and who did it. I mean, they know it's the cult that did it, but they don't know whom from the cult that did it. And there's different rumours about what had happened to him, how he died. Some people said it was poison, some people said it was cut up, but they left the upper torso so they could actually pour the acid down his mouth. It's just random information like that. So that you also hear about the murder that, which I said in the district. There we go. The boat's name was Huazong. So basically, the way you guys had protected that boat as well. Now, the other thing that you hear now, it is you hear talking about this weird creature that you're not quite sure, Raksha. You're not sure it's a mythical creature that has been known to stalk the area from time to time, but it's only a myth from what you can pick up. A Raksha. Rakshasa. There we go.
Isn't that something to do with demons?
No.
It is an outsider, but a native outsider.
Like a tiefling or an Asimir?
Oh, that's right. That's
What knowledge check would it be on a Rakshasa?
I will tell you now. And Clinton, just to let you know, from the background noise, we muted Skype for you. Just to let you know. Because if you say something, we ain't gonna hear shit.
You lie.
Now we are. Haha.
Just hoping when they grabbed a can of doom and space things, and they're still happily flying around as if nothing has happened.
Yeah, dude, Doom's art is not going to be that great. So,
Plus, it's South Africa where everything is better.
Right, so we are going to ask. I thought I just looked it up now. Chris for a knowledge. Give me 2 seconds. That's going to be knowledge planes.
Haven't got that.
15.
Unfortunately, that's not enough. Damien,
Well,
don't you
several,
have that?
but-
I know I rolled a knowledge religion earlier.
Yeah.
And I rolled knowledge religion previously. My save, or my plus to that would be exactly the same.
So just give me a
planes. So
well,
another one.
yeah, you're currently not in the room to have picked this up yet. Okay.
But I would have known. I would have done a knowledge check on that when I saw it in the vision.
All right. What was the roll again?
I've got a 34.
Right. I
Oh,
just
sorry, no, I'm saying no, it's 28. Sorry, 28.
28.
This is 28. Sorry.
Right. So you're going to get one question on it because this is an uncommon creature for you. Okay?
That's fine.
Right, so you, as you have said, you know it's a medium outsider native shapeshifter. You get one question on it. No, I'll give you 2 questions on it. Because I'm going to still stick to 25. No, you get 1 question because you got 25. That's it. 25 with the DC.
Can I come back to you with a question? I need to think about it.
Certainly. All right. So, any other questions that you guys might have wanted to know while walking around. Oh, by the way, Damien, give me a stealth check, please.
Yay! My best skill.
Because you said you now snuck back into the bar.
I rolled a 3. Let's see what my modifier is. Sticking to the darkest parts of the room, plus 32. So 35 DC for stealth.
Cool.
Natural 20, I see ya.
What's your total?
What's
35.
35.
Oh, he does.
Oh. You see a familiar character.
Dark vision.
Dark vision is human, though.
Wait. Don't you get it as a shadow dancer?
Not until 2nd level.
Ah, no, he doesn't have dark vision. But don't you have goggles?
I was thinking about getting goggles, but then I was going for 2nd level and
Right.
Shadow Dancer scared, so.
Got you. So no, you do see a shadow. I'm not going to say you see him directly, but you do see a shadow moving in the shadows. How does that meet you, Damien? He knows you're there.
Very happy with everything. I'd say he knows it's a familiar shadow.
Yes.
He can't see me, but he probably assume it was me.
Yes.
No, fair.
Cool. So, what are you guys... Okay, anything you wanted to do while sneaking in here, Damien?
I'm basically sitting back, watching everyone, making sure that we're not going to be ambushed.
Cool. Right, so is there anything else you guys wanted to do in Set Bar? Are you guys going to stay here for the evening? Are you guys going to go back to the ship for the free lodging?
I'm gonna stay for the evening. See if I can maybe pick up any rumors if I'm lucky.
All right.
I could understand.
Fair enough. Kika, Ballsy, and Squib, and Squirnlapper. What are you guys wanting to do?
I want to go back to the ship.
Yeah, we're probably going to go back to the ship as well.
Cool.
Probably head back to the ship with them, but inconspicuously.
No problem.
With Kika's
I need
permission,
2 hours
I would
sleep
like
anyway,
to
so
strap myself.
I'll be...
Gone.
Right, I know you need 2 hours of sleep because of the ring of sustenance. We'll come back to what you want to do. Chris, what was that you said?
With Keeper's permission, I would like to strap myself to the back of Sabu so he can take me to the ship because this walking shit ain't working out well for me.
That's fine.
Cool. So you guys get back to the ship, and you guys go to sleep. For those who are going to go to sleep in the evening, you guys go to sleep. Clinton, how long are you going to stay at the bar? Are you going to rent a room, or are you going to crash?
I'm gonna rent a room. I'm gonna rent myself a room.
So you spend a little bit of time there. I'll come back to you next week with if there is something there. You go to your room. You go sleep. Everybody, this is where I'm actually... It's 1:45. I think this would be a good place to stop it. And we will pick up the rest of the adventure next week. I'm just going to mute you guys very quickly. Right. So thank you very much for watching the stream. For those who have stuck around, I do appreciate it. Actually, what I'm going to do is... Nope, not that one. I need you here. And we're going to go add... I keep on forgetting this, but thanks to Stu, who gave me a very quick crash course in this. I do appreciate it. What I'm going to quickly do is... there we go. Just add that in there very, very quickly. Oh, well, the webcam didn't work as according to plan. But basically, I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And I will be back next week. And we will have another session again Sunday. It'd be finishing around about this time, which is a good time to end on a Sunday evening. Thank you very much. I will be back definitely on Tuesday Thanks very much, Spike. I'll be back on with you and Clinton again next week, Tuesday, for some more Neverwinter's Night. Thank you very much for the help, Stu. I really appreciated it. And I will see you guys definitely on Tuesday, maybe tomorrow night, depending on how I feel. Catch you later.